Okay, we're going live now,
Yeah.
and I actually should tell people in the server. Um, I'm so organized all the time.
This is normal streamer stuff. Everybody will get used to it, you know.
Yeah.
Get used to it or suffer. Who knows?
Yeah. And now I need to see whether or not people can hear you actually. What does it say?
Oh, this
Oh,
is true.
you're part of the desktop audio. I can see it moving, so
Oh boy.
I can see it moving when you speak. So I'm going to assume people can hear you.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Let's see. Why not both?
No.
Update and restart available for Firefox. No, thank you. I'll do that later. I'm a bit loud. Oh,
Oh, really?
you know that tracks for me.
Compared to me. Well, that's because I have my microphone not right in front of my face right now because I'm mostly dealing with setting up the stream. Because I do
Yeah,
that at the
mine.
very beginning so I could chat with people. And like I'm trying to figure out what happened to my stream where this is not showing up. Actually, I'm
My
gonna
God.
lock these. Siegemon, the Digital World Lake. Oh, nope. That was not what I meant to click.
You know, it's extremely frustrating,
What?
actually, the new Twitter update that fucked with the media tab. I hate it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like you can't see media tabs in like the grid anymore. You have to like scroll down through everything. It's so fucking annoying.
Ew. Ew. Gross.
Elon, can you have like one normal update for this fucking app?
Impossible.
It's never gonna happen. We're never getting it.
Okay, so why? No, that's screen capture. I'm gonna lock that. Get out of here. Um, where? Where's my window capture? Why isn't that popping up? Well, whatever. I'm gonna actually probably delete that and get a new one. How are you guys today, by the way, chat?
Yeah.
Really need to get Raymond to a doctor to see about that quirk of his. No, this is just me trying to figure things out because I'm setting up for next week's Jack stream and that means that I have to learn about this more and figure out some of the jank that I did setting up my regular setup for whenever I infrequently stream because
This is true.
well I was actually going to stream on Monday, but then Raymond's like, "No, we have to rain check uh our Sunday afternoon parties." And then I completely forgot about that. And I was like, "Oh no." Okay, so window capture, add source, new source, YouTube's. So add the source. Window can be this one. And is it that? And then
Alert people in the tundra. Oh yeah. I'm doing okay, by the way, Josh. I'm having a time.
oh, right. Um I will do that in a second. I need to fit that to screen.
Oh, I should turn off the Rocky Tuber stuff that I don't need anymore.
Yep.
Just because. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing okay because I'm in that I'm trying to draw before we start, and I'm in that phase of, oh, nothing you draw is going to is gonna pan out today.
No.
It's the
The
most frustrating time.
worst.
Mm.
I guess I should leave that. And then put them behind everything. I'll put Seedramon on top. And I'll move him just a little bit over here. Okay, I think that's good.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there we go.
Should be fine. Let's see.
Yeah, that works.
All right. I just need you to live stream it for me when you're ready, and then I can hear it. Hopefully. Have either of you two seen the channel's Needle Mouse production video on All for One? I think, isn't that one of the ones we have in there, or
Wait, which one?
maybe I might have. I think I'm familiar with Needle Mouse Productions.
I do not think I am. No.
Hang on, let me see. I might have. I like it's familiar, and I might have watched a video like a while ago.
Mm. I'm like really bad at video promotion, guys. I don't know if you know this. I'm just really bad at this whole YouTube thing in general.
Is it the? Are you talking about the All for One is an idiot? Here's why. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. So I have not seen that video, but I have watched a video, or at least a couple from Needle Mouse because I recognize their thumbnail styles. I just don't remember which one I've watched.
Mm.
It's there's a lot of oh, okay, now I remember which video I watched. It was a couple of the ones on Young Justice that I'm recognizing now. Yeah, I don't remember much from Needle Mouse's like videos as far as like if they're controversial or not, or like what their takes generally are. I've forgotten a lot, so maybe that speaks to it, or it just speaks to my memory. Who knows?
Perhaps.
They do a lot of the power stuff and like here's the top 5 things from from one show or series, or what these characters would be in the Green Lantern Corps, and like which rings or whatnot. So it's that kind of content where I don't really go over to them and watch them very religiously. Extra superpowers Magneto has. Yeah, there's a lot that dude has.
My goodness.
It is actually like for that, it is kind of funny when people are trying to figure out like how do you do Magneto as a Holocaust survivor in like the 2026, like if we're going there. I'm like, guys, it's really not hard. You have like 2 different ways, honestly. He just has another mutation that makes him age slower, or B, you just do what evolution did, which I think the comic did as well, where he just got experimented on and it extended his life. Like
Oh,
it's like that's part of it. So like we can use those. It's not hard, guys. Now Charles, on the other hand, you can just have him be young. Like Charles can kind of grow up whenever, and that works for the differences between the two of them really well. As even more honestly, if like one is from another time and the other is from more recent. Yeah, pretty reasonable takes from what I've seen at least, but I don't watch them too much. I just saw MHA on his channel and was curious. Yeah. I haven't seen too many videos talking about All for One, to be honest. You see far more about All Might or the heroes, or even the League of Villains, and All for One is generally like left out of those.
that's weird.
I'd like to think it's because there's not really much to take issue with him. As far like he's just an effective villain, as far as that goes. Like beyond how ridiculous his his origin gets in some
Oh,
points.
yeah. The worst. Like, the only real criticism that I have of MHA, because that is just so ridiculous. Like, I get it. Comic books have some really stupid origin stories for their characters and their villains, but did you really have to do something like that when MHA has been so grounded so far? Like, relatively
I
speaking.
the thing that I'm like that it got me for me was like I was expecting the entire time for All for One to have just been from a normal family in that like
Yeah.
they were just like and that I still have that sense of like all right I like this is fine and everything we got here I think it really would have worked and would have been a bit more interesting if he was from that normal family and was just extremely jealous of the glowing baby and like that fueled it. I think that could have been very interesting, but oh well.
Yeah, like, I I find it a little ridiculous that the only way that you can develop a bad person is if they have some ridiculously abusive family, or they didn't have any parental influence or anything like that, because um obviously the younger brother had no issues. So this isn't
Mm-hmm.
a this is basics of nature versus nurture, where it's like y- if you're going to do something like that, then why do the stupidly ridiculous backstory in the way that you've done it?
Yeah.
Because, like, the only reason that I could justify it being like that is you were trying to say that without parental influence, this is the reason why Zen had ended up the way that he did. Um but that's not the case. That's not the case at all, because his brother didn't end up this way, even though that he had gone through the exact same things. And the man literally came out of the womb being an asshole.
Born to squabble. That's crazy.
Yes. Like, I first of all, like, I the thing that like really upset me most of all, like, before the rats, before the flood, before anything like that, was just like a newborn baby crawling out of his mother like a bear, a bear cub, and then just latching on to his mom's teat. Is like, you are not a kangaroo.
Sir?
You're not a bear. You can't do that shit. Human babies are so goddamn helpless. They cannot do
Mm-hmm.
anything on their own whatsoever. I don't care if this baby has a quirk. He should not be able to do that shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, Faiz. That's kind of what happened.
Sorry, I am under the assumption that if we're like doing reactions to these streams and stuff that people have finished watching the show.
Oh yeah, no, like perfect understanding, because yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Yoichi never ended up the way that Zen did, and so it really renders the whole backstory, the origin story of these kids moot.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
No, you don't have to be glad that you fell that anyone fell off because the story is good. It's just this one
Yeah.
really ridiculous moment. And honestly, it's just a couple of panels, like a couple of pages
Yeah.
in the whole story. So if you're saying that you fell off and that you're glad that you didn't finish reading the story because of like 3 manga pages.
Like this is a what 400 issue thing, right?
Yep.
431. There for something to have that long of a run and have like a few panels, and even in the show like maybe 5 minutes of that whole episode. Like, I'm kidding. I just lost interest after a while. Okay, so that's fine. That's
Yeah.
like I get that.
Oh my god, I told you I'm really bad at this.
Hello, Celtic.
Oh.
I am here to help briefly.
Hi, I managed to get things sort of set up, but I'm really bad at announcing when I'm doing shit, apparently. So,
Okay. Well, wait, are you streaming right now? Is that it?
yes, I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Ah, hello everyone. Sorry, I'm on low quality mic right now, or at least I think I am. Am I a
You
good
are.
mic?
You
Oops.
sound
Careful.
you sound like
I
you
was
have
far
a very
away.
deep voice.
Good. Hello, this is WKRP, bringing you the classics. And here we have the Benny Hill theme. But no, so you're trying to figure out, or have you figured out how to add in
Yeah, I have.
PNG tubers?
I have.
Okay.
The only thing right now is I think yeah, no, it's literally just I did not at everyone for my announcement, which is really stupid of me and I should have known better.
I can do that.
Okay.
No, okay. So, now, did you make sure you did the pop out thing for his
Yes.
Discord? Okay, just making sure, because that trick, my God, saved me such a fucking headache.
Well, it didn't show up until I did that, so.
Well, yeah, because like what I initially did is I would pop out the main window containing everyone
Mhm.
and then capture that.
Oh.
Then I figured out you can pop out individual people.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
It's also a lot
Just-
easier because there's only like one person.
It's me.
Yeah.
One banana.
But yeah, if you basically when you just right click, pop out the individual cells, they'll become their own little windows. The biggest thing you gotta worry about is just, covering them with a window too much, and it'll make them blarg.
Yeah.
All right, well, I wish I caught that sooner so I could have helped you, but you figured it out, so that's good.
Yes.
I'm gonna get back to editing them.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Um. He's not trying to work out how to fix volume 9. He's working. He's continuously, always and forever working on his Silent Hill F video.
It will never be over. There'll be like 3 other Silent Hill games before he finishes it.
Yeah. Maybe on the next React we can watch a good anime. I don't know how Reacts will work on here. I don't think I will be able to live stream any kind of reactions. Because hello, Nick. I don't think the majority of reactions do it live because YouTube will get mad at you if you do that. Like, all of the reacts that I have seen have been, they've done it prior so that they can edit out when they're not talking and stuff like that. And also, like, there are moments where they can just have the characters or the faces of the people full screen and stuff so that they can avoid YouTube getting mad at them and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a whole thing. But yeah, live reactions I don't think will be possible. But if anybody wants to have me react to something, they can always go to my Patreon that I keep forgetting exists.
I have seen some people do like live reacts on a live stream by they just don't have they don't have the thing they're watching like on screen at all. They'll just be like, "Hey, I'm playing now." And then that's the reaction so that people can kind of like go side by side to it. I think people have also treated it like a watch along in that, where like they'll get it set up and that's why they say pressing play and then it just keeps going.
Okay, yeah. I could also do it.
Hmm? Oh no, go ahead. I saw something in chat.
Oh. Yeah, I could probably do something where it's like I can maybe set it up so that the video is like a tiny little box, and then mute the actual box, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I could experiment with it.
Robbie said something like that too. They mute the audio and have a field up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Nick Rex, what are your thoughts on the new Kingdom Hearts trailer, Twi?
I have not actually watched it.
Oh, really?
No. Well, I watched part of it, but I did not watch the whole thing.
Honestly, I mean, we could watch it right now before we start this and just get that.
Actually, yes, we could do that.
It should be the extended Coco trailer is the one that's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They kill Goofy in it. We did that in Kingdom Hearts 2, buddy. Time to run it back. I've seen people asking like, Nomura, where's Max? I'm like, dude, we can't introduce Max here, okay? Because now it makes Goofy look weird.
I mean, like, I think it's fine. Like, your dad's working. Like,
your job is being a dad to another kid. It's like.
I mean, he's a good dad when he's home. Come on. All right, so here we go.
Yes.
I love how the animation quality is good enough to look like the movie now.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, I saw people going, I could not tell which was which until the Heartless showed up.
He's been forgotten.
I mean,
When there's no one left in the living world who remembers
you
you,
can
you
you could
disappear from
tell
this world.
you couldn't really tell
We
with
call it
Kingdom
the
Hearts 3
final
either,
death.
but like it's still so
Yeah.
amazing
Hey,
because you're
it
so
happens to
used
everyone
to
eventually.
Kingdom Hearts
Come on,
2
Del
graphics.
You got a contest to
Like having just Kingdom Hearts 2 graphics for like 10 years.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love Coco.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh, sorry. I was messing with the sound so that I would be a little bit
Oh.
louder.
Goofy teams up with Sephiroth to kill Tifa. Fuck off. I'll kill you for that.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell now.
Mhm.
You can tell that it's game graphics.
Yeah.
Like that dress. Ooh. Look at how that moves.
Them fabrics, man.
Yep.
How
I
good, like, the guitar strumming animation was there is. Oh.
mhm.
Is Quadratum. They're asking for Dandelion dispatch.
Ooh. Sora's a dandelion now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And, yeah,
oh.
Shibuya, they're literally just in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I really hope that Starlitzia does something in this game.
I like that Keyblade too, the Coco
Oh,
one.
yeah, that is really nice. Oh, is that kind of similar to what they did in Dream Drop Distance?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Cuz like that Pelican Dream Eater. We had to do we had to do stuff like this.
Bring back Dream Drop Distance flow motion, please.
Yeah, no kidding. Mickey, for a second I thought that you were just sitting at a restaurant eating dinner.
In the Traverse Town coffee shop.
New information. I bet I'll find a clue to saving Sora now.
Ooh.
Yes. This is our 1,000-acre wood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
so
very
cool.
excited for this part. Yeah, I'm so excited for this.
Oh.
And listen, it's dearly beloved there too.
Is where they always end up?
But Sora isn't here.
Love that they go to hell. Like, yo, is Sora here? They know that kid's a demon.
Honestly, yeah, but I mean at least like oh, interesting.
Mm.
So this is actually more accurate to Greek mythology than anything that Disney's Hercules has done so far. Well, I mean, like, I guess it's always been that everyone ends up in Hades no matter what, but that was never really emphasized all that much, I don't think, from what I remember. 'Cause, like,
in Disney's Hercules, there's just like the swirl of souls that just it's the whirlpool of souls that takes you further to the underworld.
yeah.
And like that's really it.
But because Hades is so much of a dick and he's so evil that you kind of do get this impression that it is just hell and that like there is a concept of heaven and stuff like that, and that
Mm-hmm.
I guess like Olympus would be heaven technically. Um I it was such a weird thing as a kid watching it, mainly because
Yeah.
I mean, as a non-Greek person, but still having so much knowledge from other cultural things at the time. Like I
Mm-hmm.
imagine somebody like 10 years into the future from when the movie came out, so like in 2008, not
Mm-hmm.
having other Greek shows on at the time that are more accurate, and then the kid just
Yeah.
thinking that the mythology that they see in Hercules is the actual Greek mythology, and then having their minds blown when that's actually not the case.
There, let me tell you, some of the conversations I had, like when I was in middle school and in elementary school, telling people, yeah, Zeus and Hera are not like that." They're like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah."
Yeah.
Like,
Because when I was a kid, when Hercules first came out, we had Hercules the Legendary Journey, Hercules and Xena, and Young Hercules on at the same
mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah.
So like those were all part of the same property, but they were like three different shows simultaneously going on um prior to and during the time that Disney's Hercules came out. So if you happen to watch those shows, which sometimes I did because Xena is awesome, um
Yeah.
you would have an understanding of how Greek mythology worked a lot better, and then you would be very, very confused when Disney's Hercules came out, and you're like, why is Hercules and Hera, or why is Zeus and Hera, sorry, like why are they like a harmonious monogamous couple? And then I was like,
Oh my god.
wait, I thought that Hercules' mom was human. What's going on?
Oh my god. It's one of the funniest things, honestly.
Yeah. And like they could have made it that way too. Like they chose to make
Mm-hmm.
Hera into his mother when they could have kept it as like, yeah, Zeus chose for a while to take a human bride, and then it could have just been that Hera is just his sister and not his sister wife.
There's ways to sanitize Greek mythology while also keeping the core of those stories. Like
Yeah.
there's ways to do it, you guys.
Yeah. Like, it's such an easy thing too, but no, they decided to have
Oh,
him take a mortal potion, like the opposite of an immortality portion,
we
and
gotta give Hercules the mortality formula.
yes,
Like,
he can no longer be immortal, which for whatever reason makes it so that he can no longer be with his parents on Mount Olympus. Uh, that's never explained. Actually, it's just like, no, you can't.
it's one of those things that like I do believe they take because like Olympus, for as far as I can remember and have seen, Olympus is literally just like, yeah, no, it's locked off to mortals. Like you can be invited for a bit, but you can't stick around. Like the gods don't want you there.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. That does not apply to Disney's Hercules because
Yeah.
obviously they would want their son there. So even as a mortal, they could invite him there and then just keep him around because, yeah, they want their son there. And then they can figure out how to make him immortal again.
Nah, man, you gotta stay down there, do chores, and be socially ostracized. You'll be fine. It's good for the character.
Like I like that movie just fine, but also it pisses me off. Oh, and I saw this short. Like, there's this guy that just goes around and, like, corrects people on mostly, I think, Disney misconceptions and shit like that. But I think he also covers other things. But one of the things that I was like, hold on, was he was talking about the Disney's Hercules and how it is so much different from the original canon. But then he goes around and says, but it doesn't make you clever to tell people who've only watched Disney's version what Hercules actually does in the mythos, because people would sometimes say like, oh yeah, and after the movie ends he's going to go crazy and kill Megara. And he was like, why would you be an asshole and say things like that when Disney's canon is not Greek mythology canon and yada yada yada. And it's like, yeah, people do that because they know that for whatever reason Disney had botched someone's religion.
Mm. And like to that too, I've had people ask me like what happens, like what actually happens with these, and like even after we've watched Epic, I've had people ask me what happens to Odysseus after the Odyssey, and it's always with all of these things. I always tell people before I give them that look. I'm like, do you really want to know? Because you're not gonna have a good time. You're kind of gonna be sad.
Like,
If
I
you
know.
want,
I think it's
do you want to keep your happy ending, or do you want the actual Greek storytelling experience? Because there's one happy ending in Greek mythology, technically two actually, and it's Perseus and Andromeda and Medea. Like those are the two happy endings. And with Medea, it's in like quotes because it very much depends.
Oh, what about Cupid and Psyche?
It's happy for them and also horrible for everybody else.
Well, yes, but like that story is one of the most pervasive in all of fiction, because going down the line of succession, you eventually get to Beauty and the Beast.
Shit, true.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
like
god.
I don't think a lot of people know that. I can't wait to do my Ruby video where I just gush about fairy tales. But yeah. Anyway, Hercules, Disney's Hercules, horribly
it's
inaccurate.
it's very very sanitized for an American audience. Like,
It is disgustingly sanitized for an American audience. Americans are such babies.
they can't handle even like don't go watch the Rock Hercules one too. Those are tied for how it is. And like the only thing I can give the Rock's Hercules is like, hey, you kept in the fact that he killed his family. Be like that. Good on you. Like I respect that. The rest of it, eh.
I had no idea that there was a rock version of Hercules.
Yeah, people were begging for it. Was one of those things where people were like, "Yeah, cast The Rock as Hercules because he just fits the physicality that people expect from Hercules. Cast him as Hercules, make a movie out of it. It'll be so good." And then we got the movie, and it was like it was kind of a wet fart. Like,
God. Yeah.
like Ian McShane is great in the movie. I enjoyed him. The rest of it is like it kind of does this weird amalgamation, honestly, of Jason and the Argonauts too, where it like makes Hercules have this whole team of other like Greek heroes beside him, and it's like You know that's Jason's thing, but I know y'all won't do Jason because Jason sucks. So like,
Well, if they can bastardize Hercules' story, they can also bastardize Jason as a character.
they can, and that's the thing is I want Jason to suck. Like he sucks affectionately. Like this is.
True.
Uh,
All right, let's finish watching
let's
this.
see the rest. Goofy has immaculate form with his combat. I appreciate it.
Yes.
What?
Sora, is something wrong?
What can you see? Sora! Hey!
Well, they are doing dream drop distance again.
Whoa! Here's a surprise. You're looking pretty good for an old coot.
I've seen so much art of just Xehanort beating up Lucio.
Beating, yeah. It's so funny. There he is.
There he is. Good. Good stuff.
We have. Oh wait, there's a little bit left. What's the last 10 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Wake up and see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Late 2027. Oh my gosh.
They are rushing to beat that that digital sales are ending. We're ending physical discs. Like,
Yeah.
and I heard like I saw I guess one of the interviews they said it was like this isn't a it might come out in 2027. This is a nope 2027. Like it is dropping that year.
Mm.
So no delays.
Good, good.
Oh yeah. Don't forget we're also getting a TV show. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just say I saw the poster for that one. That boy is not Sora on there. That boy's got too much meat on his bones to be Sora.
Yeah, no, that looks like a completely different character. And I was excited for the possibility that we might be getting Missing Link as the anime instead. Which honestly, that would be cool. Especially because like Missing Link is supposed to be really important for the story of KH4.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
like we look at what if it's do you think that it's Brain? Maybe. I mean, the thing that got me the most for that was the fact that that person in the poster has the Kingdom Key. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's very interesting.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of mystery around it, but yeah. I'm content to wait and see. I'm not gonna speculate too much. Also, I have not been paying attention to chat ever since we started watching that. So, I see Shark Jumping Walrus is waving at me. Hello. Let's see.
Hades would let Sora out of there because he'd bug him too much.
There's a lot. Let's see. Oh no, this is stuff that I've already seen technically. I fear the potential Zootopia Kingdom Hearts world and furry Sora. Look, we've already had furry
We've
Sora.
already had that, yeah. You should be fearing, what you really should be fearing is the possibility of a Star Wars world, because that means the Star Wars fans are coming over.
Yes.
I'm like, no, no.
Yeah, like, well, technically we've already had furry Sora twice, because we've had him full feral, and then we've had him anthro. So having another anthro Sora is not going to be that big of a deal.
Like, there's worse things out there than furry Sora, okay? Wasn't he also, like, wasn't the original concept art him as a lion anyway, or, like,
Yeah.
anthropomorphized anyway?
Yeah, he was always going to be a furry. Like, this weird, like, sort of not furry, because he was going to be mostly human, but then he would have like tufts on his like ears, and they would be like unusually large, and then he would have a lion's tail and claws and things like that, but
Yeah.
otherwise he would be completely human.
Which, like, Kingdom Hearts, the lion is the king of the jungle. It makes sense when you think about it for that kind of connection.
Yeah, yeah. Right, the Kevin Sorbo show and the young Ryan Gosling show, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good trailer. I'm going to be excited for the game. So he was going to be a Faunus, basically. I mean, the Faunus didn't come up with the anthropomorphized
Yeah, what are you talking about?
characters.
Like, the Faunus are the most bitch things that you can see, because they are just human with one extra body part. Like, one singular extra body part. So you can have like you can have Ilia, for instance. Her whole faunus trait thing is that she's a chameleon. So when she blushes, her skin goes red. Not like that is impossible for a regular human's skin to go red, but whatever. It's really stupid. I hate the faunus so much, because
We
they're
could be
just so
doing so much more.
yeah, you could be doing so much more, and then you just have uh one animal trait simply because Monty wanted a cat girl, but he didn't want to like make them an actually interesting looking cat girl. Still had to make them look human and waifu-able. I
It's
could have
the
said
one
something worse,
thing.
but
It's the one thing that like I kind of give to Project Alpha, because it has like a whole underwater society of faunas, doesn't it? And it's like, why wasn't that a thing in Ruby to begin with? You
yeah.
have all of these people that could have sea creature traits, and there's not a single seafaring like society out there.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's so boring. But yeah, like literally almost any other story with furry or non-human characters are more interesting than Ruby. Like Inuyasha is more interesting as a character design. Like, even though that he is mostly just the human with the cute little white ears and stuff like that, he still has claws, which like Blake does not have. He
Mm-hmm.
still has like fangs, which Blake does not have. He still has the ability to transform into a more demonic version of himself, which is more than what Blake gets. He can become fully
Mm-hmm.
human, which is more than what Blake gets. Like, there is just so much more interesting to Inuyasha as a demon, even though that he has a relatively humanistic design.
Yep. Well, and also, like as Cameron said here too in chat, this is why I love MHA and how Horikoshi did the heteromorphs. Like the
Yes.
heteromorphs are in the same camp.
Yes, so much more interesting. And yeah, the heteromorphs are the faunus done right. And
It's like it's so simple, but Tokoyami literally is just a bird head, and it
Yeah.
works. Like everything else about him is a human body, and he's just a bird head.
Yeah. And like you can tell that his beak is just modified human lips, because he still has the human anatomy underneath the beak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like even with the heteromorph discrimination, that is so much more present in MHA. Even though that I know a lot of people would disagree with us on that, but it is, because the majority of people that get arrested for being villains are heteromorphs. But that's not
Even
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
yeah, no, it's just not talked about. It's not pointed out to the audience like they're fucking stupid. So you have to actually be intelligent and pay attention to the show to realize that the majority of people who are arrested are heteromorphs in some sort of way. The League of Villains, when they first attacked USJ, most of them were heteromorphs.
And also, like, Gang Orca, when we're introduced to him, one of the taglines that they give us is top 10 heroes that look like a villain.
Yes.
Like, it's there, guys. That was a thing when I was watching. I was like, that's weird. Why did you say that?
Like, if anything, well, I mean, technically, I think Fourth Kind could also. I don't know, because like heteromorph is such a weird and vague concept, but I think like Fourth Kind also.
He could. I don't remember if they like said it for Fourth Kind. I remember them saying it like straight up when they introduced the Gang Orca.
Oh yes, yes.
And I was sitting there like, Mike, that's a weird thing for you to say. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. But like there's a reason for that. And people would complain that all of the heteromorph stuff was not given its own arc and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's because a lot of discrimination like that is not focused on. Wow, what a concept. And, you know, most of the story takes place in a big city where the majority of racial discrimination does not happen because big cities are a lot more diverse than out in the countryside. And the two main characters that we see who face or have faced discrimination in their backstory, Spinner and Shoji, they're both from the countryside. Where do we not go in the majority of the show? We do not go to the countryside.
I don't blame you. The country's weird.
Watch your tongue now. I am.
Look, I don't know Canadian country. All right, I know American country. That's just weird. All right.
I mean, technically, my hometown is considered a city. It is one of the biggest cities in this area, but that is not saying much when the other towns in the surrounding area are like population 500.
I only know Ohio country. Oh dear God.
Ooh. Ew.
Run. Run.
I technically could be called a city girl, although city by technicality, I don't think that we have the I'm actually not sure what is like the cutoff to be considered a city for population. But I'm sure that we like barely have it. Like my hometown's population is like on a good day, and that's like if you take the surrounding villages and people scattered like a long drive outside of town, 15,000 people. I think in town, at best you can say that there's like 11,000 people.
Yeah, and my town is like it is also considered a city for that, and like for California, that's I think you have to be smaller than Utah to not be considered a city.
Okay, yeah.
Out here. Can't argue my hometown is like 200,000 people where I live now. And where I live now has like 4 million. Yeah.
On Chainsaw Man, it's actually pretty good. It's unlike a lot of shonen manga and anime, and has some of the best written shonen women, in my opinion. I have no opinion on that because I have not watched it.
Yeah, neither of us have.
I honestly had no interest in Chainsaw Man because it looked extremely edgy.
I was introduced to it through someone in another server who went, who do you think would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Chainsaw Man? And I went, I had no idea who this was, and so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna answer just to annoy him because I'm annoyed that you asked me this question. And I continuously went, Spider-Man, Spider-Sense wins. He's like, yeah, but this. I'm like, don't matter, Spider-Sense. He's like, but what about this? Spider-Sense. And he got so mad. I'm like, don't ask me this question. I don't care.
It's like, yeah, I have not seen the show. You cannot get an answer from me that is going to be satisfying. Like, I was going to see the movie because it was actually one of the very few anime movies that came to my town. And that was actually really significant because movies don't come to my town until like 3 weeks after they've already been in theater. Or at least like
Oof.
a week at best, a week after they've already been in theater. So I don't think our views ever count toward the success or failure of a movie.
Oof.
Yeah, because they only really count like the first week, don't they?
Yeah, and also like it really does depend on the capabilities of the theater too, because like my theater in my town is one of the few that has like IMAX 70 millimeter in California. And so that's why, like, right now I was looking at it, the Odyssey is still in theaters long after like the standard showings. Literally this week the standard showings for that movie have stopped and IMAX is still going. And it's like purely because of what my theater has. And we're a smaller city than most other cities in California.
There is absolutely no way that anything in my hometown would go more than 2 weeks. And that's because the only theater that is allowed to be in here is a mom and pop shop. It is a local theater
Oh, hell yeah.
run by a local man, and from what I hear, he is very ornery. Um I was told by somebody when I was trying to look for a job, like this was years and years ago, like uh when I first graduated from high school and stuff. My a person said, "Oh, you should work at the movie theater." And I was like, "Why?" It's like, "Because you're so outspoken. If the owner tells you to do is like being an asshole to you, you can just tell him to fuck off." And I was like, "I don't know if that would be a good idea. I might get fired."
It's like I'm imagining it like the TED interview from the second movie. It's just like, no, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Fucking your wife. No one's ever spoken to me like that. You're hired. Fuck. He's like trying. Oh my god.
Going back to historical accuracy in Hercules, I never mentioned when things I never minded when things don't accurate. When things aren't accurate, especially
Yeah,
in
probably.
KIU when
Kid Icarus.
okay. When Pit fight Hades in the giant fucking robot. Well,
Look, like for that stuff, it's fine when it's like there's a needle to be threaded there, because like for as much as I have my issues with like the early God of War games, I have a lot of issues with the visuals that and like the visual style they depicted a lot of this stuff in. But at the core, those games still do get like the tragedy of Greek storytelling, and that is definitely how they move things about. It can be edgy in a lot of places, and like it crosses some gratuitous lines, in my opinion. But there is still a core there, so it like if you're moving things and you're still like trying to take that core and work it around in different unique ways, it's not as much of a big deal for a historical accuracy on that. It just depends on how far you step in one direction or the other.
yeah. Also, Kid Icarus, see, like, I've never played a Kid Icarus game, but it seems to be inherently some sort of fantasy, very loosely based Christian aesthetic that might also delve into other religious properties as well. So the story for Kid Icarus seems to have always been rather loose. It's just
Yeah.
when it comes to a lot of stories that depict like the Norse gods or the Greek gods or the whatever gods, it kind of upsets me that they're treated as just stories when
Yeah.
no, these are religions. These are religions that people still believe in. And like there are movements there both in Northern Europe and in Greece to revive the old traditions before Christianity took over. And
Oh yeah.
there are people who legitimately believe in those old gods. And like I follow one of them, Survive the Jive. He is mostly a historian and a little bit of someone who like kind of fights a little bit against, I don't really know if I want to call it like culture war stuff, but he argues against a lot of historical revisionism that goes on, like how, because he's from Britain, and he talks about how there's been a couple of papers or documentaries from the BBC and stuff talking about how like there are skeletons of black people from like over 1500 years ago in Europe, and he's like, no, if you test those skeletons, they are white people. Like, we know for a fact that the people who originally came here had darker skin and that they evolved to have whiter skin over time, but that does not mean that they were black. Stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
he still is legitimately a pagan. He believes in the gods of that were traditionally there in Britain before Christianity took over. And to see Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, Norse mythology treated as though they are just bedtime fairy tales, no different from Peter Pan or Alice in Wonderland, really speaks to a level of disrespect to other people's cultures that only Christianity can do on the level that it does.
Yeah. And it is one of those things. Like I watched a lot of videos when the newer God of War games were coming out from different Norse historians and their like mythology students, like their videos going over the different depictions of those gods in the games, and like a lot of them come away fairly positively from the game, and how like, because that game both of those do twist things up and make them different. Like Baldur in the first game, very, very different from Baldur the Blessed as the mythology goes. But it is one thing that a lot of those historians and like in their videos are like, that is an interesting twist to put on there, because it still keeps the same core elements of Norse mythology and puts them in a different spin for this story. And like that's cool to see.
Yeah. Anyway, we can
video now.
Yeah, we can get onto
get,
this. All right. I was not looking forward to this, but let's go. Oh gosh, that is very quiet.
That is very quiet, yeah.
Thank you, Volume Mixer, for putting it up so much, just because I'm in Discord. All right.
Video interested in why the Paranormal Liberation War arc, or just the My Hero War arc for short, is a terrible story. Now sit down, get yourself a drink, and listen to me break down the many flaws of this arc. Now for those who aren't familiar with this channel or my method of reviewing, let me give you a quick sum up. My main focus is the writing of stories, how they function, whether the characters are consistent or not, having proper build-up to your payoff, and the rules of the story being followed. Not to say I don't appreciate the other elements.
Okay, so
yeah, this kind of disclaimer.
I mean, I can understand that. However, I have a feeling that you do not understand what a lot of the characters are doing in these stories. For instance, like, I had an epiphany, like, a couple of days ago for Mina, that, like, Mina is one of those characters where she is propped up as this sort of almost prodigy character almost. And I say that because, like, obviously there's Bakugo and there's Todoroki and there's Momo and stuff like that, but she, like, everybody was hyping her up a lot in the very beginning, saying like, oh, her quirk is so strong, she's going to be an amazing hero and stuff like that, but she's
pretty athletic, like,
yeah, but she has not been all that successful. She ended up struggling a lot. Like, one of Kirishima's things was that he felt so insignificant compared to Mina because she was just so naturally amazing and had this great potential to be a hero. But when push comes to shove, she ended up really struggling, whereas when he worked really hard, he ended up excelling and becoming this amazing person. So, and it's not to say that Mina didn't work hard as well, but her capabilities ended up being so much less than that because people focus so much on quirks. If you have a strong quirk, you have the ability to be a hero. End of story. When there's so much more to being a hero than that. And Mina ended up struggling with a lot of the stuff outside of quirk, like outside of her strong quirk, which is like academics and all this other stuff. And she quickly found the limits to her quirk, or had to find ways to make herself stronger. So she ended up struggling just as hard as everyone else, but she was propped up as one of the really strong ones very early in the show, whereas she ended up struggling a lot. And I appreciate that because, yeah, being told very early on, like Bakugo, that you have an amazing quirk, that you're going to excel in things, but then struggling in that and not succeeding in the way that Bakugo does can be very validating to somebody who gets told that, oh, you're so smart, you're going to do all of these great things, and then when you actually go into school or go out, graduate from school and go out into the real world, you end up floundering because you actually don't know what you're doing, and nobody gave you the guidance to do that. Like, I appreciate Mina's arc so much for that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, as James says here in the chat, she's the textbook definition of a party animal, especially when it came to her grades. She had, I think her and Kaminari were the two initially that went to Momo and were like, please help us study. We're not gonna do good.
Like, I love Mina, and I don't mean this to say that she's a bad character or anything, but she's not very smart. She's very dumb. And, like, people have tried to defend her and Kaminari, saying like, oh, well, they're in a national school, which means that they're getting higher grades than average to the normal Japanese person, and they're learning more complex stuff than what normal people at a normal school would face. And it's like, no, that's not necessarily true. The academic part of it the academic part of it is still the same. But
and it's like, yes, you go to a school with a high reputation that we're some of the top in there. That also doesn't mean that everyone is going to be the best of the best. It means that you have churned out a decent amount of people to get that high, but someone from the podunk down the road can be way smarter than the person that went to the top class. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
There's always outliers.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, okay, so this guy is mostly interested in story and characters and all of that good stuff. So
the rules that have been established, which I get PTSD from that with the fucking Oceanus video. I'm like, what rules are you gonna put down here, man?
A lot of people don't realize that writing is a lot messier than what people like to say that it is.
It's kind of the difference you can tell of like someone who has gotten in to do it and like past the writing 101 level to do it versus someone who hasn't, where anyone you ask afterwards will probably tell you, yeah, it's more guidelines than actual rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Like these, like, sure, there are fundamentals to writing, but however, there is always going to be exceptions to a lot of those rules. Like, most of the time, if you are a beginner writer, you will not want to break those rules. You only break those rules when you have a full understanding of those rules and you are comfortable with those rules. When you are comfortable with those rules, you can start playing around with them. Not before.
It's the same thing with like drawing. You learn how to construct a body and what actually goes into making that body. Then you can go, all right, I'm gonna add whatever the fuck because now I know what I'm actually doing.
Yeah. It's the difference. Like, there have been a lot of people, for instance, who try to defend their really bad art by saying, oh, well, it's just my style. And it's like, I know that that's bullshit because I have an understanding of anatomy and I can tell the difference between somebody who has an understanding of anatomy and chooses to break it or mold it in some way in order to make an interesting character design. You do not have that understanding. You are just trying to do what the fuck ever, and I can tell. But oh boy, let's see if this guy is more like us or if he is writing 101.
Here, before you press play, my one like thing, I get this all the time with video essays too. I hate these random ass clips before, like in the preamble, people will put. I know people will do it because they're speaking. They're like, oh yeah, it like somewhat visually goes through, but it's just messy. And like put your avatar or something else out there, like at least related to it. Because you could just be using My Hero clips in this. I don't need to see Breaking Bad. I don't need to see the Death Star plans being popped up. That's separate from all of this. Keep it focused on what's going to happen here. Because I know there's also going to be cuts from whatever is happening on screen to these clips throughout to try and enhance what he's saying. But they don't really work when you haven't seen the show.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Like, whenever people talk about writing as in absolutes, it's like that meme or that joke that people have is like, oh, you took like one semester of psychology 101 and suddenly you're acting like an expert. It's the same but for writing.
Yeah. It's the people be saying things so definitive, like, I don't know, man, maybe it depends.
Yeah.
Like the acting, visuals, and music, but if you don't get the writing right, your story will fail, and the work fails big time. And I expect the fan base is going to take this video well. But wait, before I get shit on, let me explain something. Originally, this video was planned to be an unbridled rage type video, which in case you don't know those types of videos, it would be me basically going beat by beat, tearing the arc apart in every single moment. However, upon revisiting it, the arc has a lot of good parts to it. Like a lot of good parts. So many good parts that it's honestly frustrating to have them, with all the dumb shit that happens in this arc. True wasted potential if I ever seen it.
My god.
The unbridled rage type of videos. Going beat by beat, sure. I've seen some of those videos, and they're not good. For at least the ones that I have seen. Maybe there's other ones out there, but I figured this was coming of we're putting the writing above all of the visuals on that, because I'm sorry, this still is a show and a manga. The visuals are just as important because it is also in tune with the writing. Like, they're showing you storytelling through visuals that is happening here that you have to infer in some of these.
Yeah.
It's not explicit.
Like, you can say, like, oh, I want to keep the visuals separate and stuff from the story, but you can't really do that completely, because a manga and anime are visual storytelling.
Unless you are sitting here with the actual script before it was interpreted by the artist or, the director for this episode. If you're talking about the writing on that and you have the script right there to look at, that's fine, because yes, that is the purest writing that you will find for this. And that's the place where you can go just over the writing. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at it as it is executed in the show.
Yeah.
And in the manga. So it doesn't work that way, buddy.
James DiGennaro, I don't know why my tongue did that, says, it reminds me of when one person tried comparing Shinji to Walter White, of all people. I do not know Walter White. I have never watched Breaking Bad, but...
So, I do. I don't know Shinji.
Okay, so maybe both of us can work together to figure this shit out. Okay, so one of the very first things that you understand about Shinji, if you actually pay attention to the visual storytelling, is that Shinji...
This is Naruto, or what is he from?
Evangelion.
Evangelion, okay.
I'm assuming that it's Evangelion. So one of the first things that you understand about Shinji, if you pay attention to the visuals and what is going on in the actual episodes, the first two episodes, or even the first episode, by the way, you have an understanding that Shinji has depression. That is one of his most defining traits, is that he has depression and that he is kind of meek. And he allows himself to kind of be pushed through life. And even though that he does protest a little bit, he does not get listened to all that much, which just furthers his depression. Because he doesn't have control of his life.
So, the chief question, does Shinji become the bad guy?
No.
And so that's where the comparisons end. Because Breaking Bad and Walter White... it's in the fucking title of the show. He goes similarly. He is having a very bad bad in quotes. He's very meek through life. He doesn't stand up for himself here. Things haven't really gone around his way, and then Walter finds out that he has cancer in the first episode, and that is what drives him to essentially break bad and make more money, because can't pay the bills for his cancer treatment, and if he dies, what happens to his family? And so that's the main reason why Walter White breaks in to make meth, because he needs to make more money for himself. And then throughout the rest of the show, you're watching as Walter White becomes a horrible monster. And that's the main point of that show. Right. It's also to put that, if you ever get around to watching it or seeing any conversations, if anyone says that their least favorite character is Skylar White, don't believe a single thing that they say, and they might just kind of be sexist, because Skylar White is Skylar White. If you hate her, you are just incorrect. I'm sorry. There's no way to get around that.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
It's at least, you could say, it's the power of having a protagonist and being behind the protagonist from the beginning to end that can carry you. But also, you gotta understand that she's correct. Walter White is a bad dude.
Right, yeah. Yeah, with Shinji, it's mostly him, falling further into his depression, struggling to try and make the most out of things, but things keep going really bad, and then falls down into the end of Evangelion movie where he has a full mental breakdown.
Yeah, that different for sure than Walter. Like,
yeah,
very different.
And then if you take
Walter's breakdown was the beginning.
no. If you take the Rebuild movies to be a continuation of the original story, it is him learning to get past his depression by redoing his life, pretty much. So he got a do-over. And even though that he has depression, he managed to get through it in the end. And the ending of the movies is like, yeah, I have a better life now. Like, it's not perfect, but it's better than what it was. Which I think the whole thing is, like, you have to take the Rebuild movies with the original anime in order to have a complete story, in my opinion. But yeah, all right, let's go.
Just before we get started, I want to say I'm not here to shit on anyone who likes this arc. If you enjoy it, that's fine. I'm here to offer an objective analysis of the many faults of this arc, because it's silly and annoying that many people consider this arc to be the peak of the series. And hopefully, I can change some of your minds. And please do not go harass Horikoshi or anyone else involved in the production of the manga and show, as it might come to a shock to most of you. Just because a writer makes something bad doesn't mean they are a horrible person. Nor is he a bad person because he didn't make your ship canon. God damn.
I agreed to that.
I mean, yeah,
but
can't can't say anything there. The best arc of this show is season 4, though.
I agree, but for different reasons. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that the second core of season 4 is bad. It's just, it is nice and cozy.
Yeah.
It is very nice and cozy, and it is low stakes, and I appreciate it as a breather. But because it is very low stakes, it doesn't have as much emotional impact for many characters as some of the other arcs in this series. So it is mostly Jiro and Eri that is focused on.
Yeah.
And
it's very focused for those.
It is.
Like I was saying, like, I that's part of why it hits me for it so much, is because it keeps that focus. And also, I think it is, like, gentle criminal is also extremely vital, I'd say, for, like, Deku overall. Yes. And everything that goes forward into the later seasons. So, like, I don't think we can get what happens in the final seasons without Gentle Criminal being there to open Deku's eyes.
Oh, exactly. I agree so much. Like, while it is not my favorite arc of the series, Gentle Criminal is still a vital part of it, because that is the first time that Deku sees that villains could be saved. Not only that, but that their circumstances are not necessarily always their fault, and that they may lead this life because they have no other choice, and it should be a hero's job to save somebody from that.
And, like, if that's not there, then Lady Nagant, Deku doesn't reach his hand. He can't reach his hand out to her in that, because he'd have no sense of it.
All right, but let's see what he's going to say. Kurogiri
compresses twist. Yep, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Stupidity of Genius.
What? Oh my gosh! This is the longest one.
There's a comma there, so, like, there's something else that we're not seeing. Get Yor off the screen, man. Oh my god, there's gonna be so many clips to other fucking shows.
ruining of Shigaraki, the Council of One for All. and wasted potential of the
Yeah, probably the
MLA.
PLF, the good stuff at the end. Ugh.
Ugh. My gosh, my goodness. We're gonna have a lot to say about this.
With that said, I will be very harsh to Horikoshi here, since some of the rating here, it's just plain shit, and there's no defense for it.
Yeah, there is.
Oh boy.
There's no defense for
There's
it.
the absolutes. Basically it's just there's no defense I will accept for it because I believe my shit is correct.
In which case there is no talking to you because you are a stubborn prick of a human being if you will not at least consider other people's opinions. But like and like we will probably be disagreeing with a lot of this guy's stuff, but like the reason why we are watching them in the first place is to see what people are even saying about the show in the first place. Like we have an understanding that most likely we will be disagreeing with this person, but
like we may disagree with each other on what we disagree with some of this stuff. Like
yeah,
that's probably gonna happen.
I mean, like, we've agreed for the most part with this guy so far, except for on the fact of like he is speaking in absolutes, in which you should not do that when you're a writer because writing is very subjective and you have to take things with a grain of salt for one thing, and you also have to take things on a case-by-case basis.
It like there's some stories I've gone through where I'm like they do the exact same thing, like they hit the exact same story concept beats, and I like it in one story, I don't like it in the other. It happens.
I made that comparison in my Lily Orchard video. I made the comparison that Yang and Blake are exactly, well, not exactly, but like they're the arcs for like 3, 4, and 5 are exactly like Renton and Ereka from Ereka 7. And I made that visual comparison in when I was talking about it, where like they're Renton running away and Blake running away and all of the things that happened there up until their reunion was identical pretty much. Like, Renton felt that he could no longer be on the Gecko. He runs away. He goes and meets people that could be his new family. Or in this case, Blake runs away and goes back to her family because her parents are still alive, unlike his. And meanwhile, Ereka and Yang are suffering in their own issues and also missing their respective love interests. And then they eventually reunite with one another. But Ereka 7 works. Ruby does not. They're the exact same conceptually in the overarching aspect of what happens, of Renton running away and their love interest pining after them. Renton and Blake running away and their respective love interests pining after them. All that kind of stuff. Like it's all identical, but Ereka 7 does it so much better than Ruby. It is not even funny. So like you do have to take it as on a case-by-case basis, and like yes, you do make these comparisons, but also you have to understand from the context of the story whether or not it works. And for Ruby, and it does not work either as a comparison to the exact same thing that happens in another story, but also it doesn't really work in the story itself because it is just very sloppy. Okay.
Personal attacks against him. Unlike Bakadeka shippers, I actually have a soul. No, let's begin, shall we? First, with the event of season 5, since part of the work took place during that season, and it's one of the arc's biggest issues.
Okay.
It's like the first big moment of the arc.
Sorry. Okay, so it is one of the biggest issues of the arc. Kurogiri. I am going to say that this guy probably is bitching about how we didn't we didn't really get to see anything about who he was prior to the reveal, the twist reveal.
Yeah, we didn't meet the 3 Domingos in MHA. Is probably going to be one. Which, like, look, would it have been nice? Sure. I wouldn't say no to it because it is a good story. But was it necessary for us to have it there? Not really, because at this point, we're already very connected to Aizawa.
Yeah.
And also, it might vary for you just on how much you like Mike, because he doesn't have the same presence as Aizawa does throughout the entirety of the story, but we're connected to these 2 characters, so what happens to them, it's playing on the fact that we're human, and that's what a good story does too sometimes, is use our connection to these characters to help make what happens to them more impactful, because we already like them.
Yeah. And, like, I can agree as a bit of a nitpick. Like, yeah, it would be nice to have Shirakumo be mentioned, which, like, technically they did mention beforehand. A lot of people probably did not remember that Mike had mentioned Shirakumo by name. But he did.
And also for this, it's another, like, going to kind of the rules or guidelines of storytelling. If you've been writing around, you know that all it takes really is one scene for something to become impactful. You don't actually need, like, pages and pages or chapters and chapters of build-up to something to make it work. You need one scene.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be a good scene, we should clarify.
Yeah.
It needs to have
it just,
the impact.
All it takes for something to work is, at its base level, one scene. How good if it works depends on how well you do that scene. Like anything.
Yes. Because, like, I'm watching some people react to MHA for the first time, and even though that we have seen more than one scene of Bakugo, his backstory, and, like, showing us how he became this prideful person who always believes that people, in order to be a good hero, you have to beat up the bad guys and stuff like that. Even though that we've seen them react to those, they're still saying, like, I need more, in order to see how he ended up this way. And, like, I don't think that the second scene that they had seen for the show really emphasized that. I think that there's a later scene later in the later seasons that really shows that a lot better than in the earlier flashback, because you have the flashbacks of him being praised by the people at the kindergarten. You have Deku, or you have Midoriya trying to see if he's okay after he falls off the log. Those are, like, the 2 starting points for his pride and also his insecurities with Midoriya. Sure. And then there is a scene where he's watching TV, watching All Might on TV, saying, like, oh, he beats up the bad guys, he's awesome. But that isn't as impactful as the scene later on, where I think that scene gets expanded, where it really emphasizes that what Bakugo took away from his idolizing of All Might was that he is physically strong, and that to save people, to be a hero, means to be strong, to always defeat the bad guys no matter what. Whereas Midoriya, because he was always watching the rescue footage, he internalized All Might in a different way to Bakugo. And that really emphasized the difference between the 2 of them, that they are 2 different aspects of the same man.
Well, and it comes to in the way that they, like, even in the way they're smiling, you know, in all of that footage of All Might, he's always smiling pretty much no matter what, if he's fighting or rescuing them, and that you see that in the way that they fight too. Bakugo's smile is always there when he's in the fight.
Yes.
Deku's smile is always there more in the aftermath. Like it's still there, but he shows his fear a little bit more in a fight than he does in the aftermath.
Yeah, or he does this like sort of scared smile where you see his mouth is like a bunch of jagged lines because he is scared. Whereas like Bakugo, like you said, he is always smiling during a fight, but he looks so rabid that you don't realize that he is trying to emulate All Might. He is so cute.
Origiri. But first, a recap of Eraserhead's, Present Mike's, and Midnight's history. So in the spin-off, Vigilantes, Eraser, Mike, and Midnight did go to UA together and were good friends. But they also had another good friend, who sadly got killed during a mission. It was something that forever scarred Eraserhead that still affected him even as a seasoned hero in his 30s. A plot twist.
Now, here, pause for a second. It's interesting that you would use the footage from the episode that gives you this.
Yes.
That's crazy. I get the need to give us the backstory, but we're talking about the story as it's done in the show. Maybe hit that first and then hit us with the backstory after to try and illustrate your point better.
Yeah.
Because like this is just front loading. I think it would be more effective afterwards if you were trying.
Hello, Shion the Avenger. How are you doing? I agree. It was great to see Shirakumo in Vigilantes because I was very curious about the kind of person that he was. And I think, at least for me, because I can't speak to anyone else, and I'm pretty sure that this Arcwinder guy would not agree with me, but I think one of the tragedies that made Kurogiri so tragic to me was after learning that he was actually Shirakumo. It's like, I'm never going to meet this version of him because he's already dead.
And there's no way we could find out what this guy was like, and like that should speak to some of like the tragedy to it too, and the fact that Mike and Aizawa don't really speak about what he was like, even when Shirakumo's right there. Like the only time they do is in this interrogation scene, and then the rest it's just like it's something they try to avoid.
Yeah. Where is the Phoenix? He was here for like 3 minutes helping me, well, not really helping me because I'd already figured it out, but trying to help me troubleshoot in preparation for the Jack stream next week, because setting this up was my testing ground for the Jack stream. But yeah, no, he's busy doing his Silent Hill stuff. He feels like he's behind and that he needs to get a lot more editing done, and I do not want to disturb him for that.
He's locked in the other world right now.
He is. And that is okay.
It's and for those who have played Silent Hill, y'all know it's a good thing when you're locked in the other world. That means you're facing what you need to be doing.
Yes.
And Josh Thomas says spin-offs is the best place to put scenes that would be nice to see but not needed. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like, exactly.
That is a very smart use of your time.
And I'm glad that Vigilantes finally got me to meet Shirakumo. And yes, it did make it even more tragic because I love him so much. He's such a fucking
very
goof.
Fun.
But
just how quick, like we watched that episode in season 2, and just how quick that happens is such a punch for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just a snap. Like it is, I think, almost even one frame that it happens in.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It really is. And I love that they did it that way because, yeah, people do die like that in those kinds of situations all the time. They're there one moment and they're gone the next. And it is devastating.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a good job with that. But, like, yeah, I already felt bad because I love Aizawa. And I know that Aizawa suffered because his friend was gone. I did not know his friend. And the tragedy of not knowing his friend makes me sad. And then I do get to know his friend, and it makes me even sadder. But just because I am even more sad than the sad that I was does not mean that I was not sad.
Well, and like we already got the sense. You could already get the sense from Aizawa throughout the entire thing that this was a dude that everything he went through as a hero informed his teaching style. You could already get that. And then this is the reveal, like this is where we get the reveal of his expelling, where you understand why he does that, because he went through that himself. His friend died because essentially they didn't take it seriously enough. Like Shirakumo was great, but also didn't think that could happen. And so recklessly, well, he did a great thing, saved the kids, completely forgot about saving himself.
Yeah.
Was turned to Korigiri.
Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god.
And none of this backstory is built up in the main story. I can't believe I have to say this, but do not ever use third-party media to fill in gaps in your story.
No, shut the fuck up. Shut the ever-loving fuck up. If you will accept that for the Silmarillion, you need to shut the ever-loving fuck up forever and ever until the end, until the heat death of the universe.
And again, it doesn't matter that it's done in a different thing. Like we've said it before, we know these characters. And we get reveals to inform us on them. This is why this is impactful, because we're learning new things anyway, and we like these characters, and it already hurts to see this. Like
it can be a problem, to be fair, if you are not as attached to Aizawa as what you should be. And if you do not feel attachment to Aizawa, then you will not feel bad for his suffering. And you will not feel the tragedy of this lost life. And that's happened to me before, where it's like, oh yeah, a reveal like this has happened, but because the show didn't do a very good job of attaching me to the character that was experiencing this emotion, I could not experience the same sadness, the empathy for him or her. It does happen, but
yeah, it's not a problem to say like, yeah, I didn't feel this part the way I should, and that, like, as long as it's a recognized thing that this is how I felt about it going through, because you're reviewing it, that is your view of it.
Yeah.
And it's a different thing than saying, yeah, I didn't get this, so it is just bad across the board, versus I didn't get this, I recognize it didn't work for me. Because everyone's going to have a different thing. Like I said it earlier, you may not be as attached to Mike as you are Aizawa, because it's, we haven't seen as much of him. Or you might be more, because the few appearances that Mike had were fun and you really liked him. Like, your mileage is going to vary, because that's just how we get attached to characters. Like,
yeah. Also, like, okay, I have heard that statement so many times from MHA critics. If I have to read another source material, it's bad writing. You don't have to read Vigilantes.
Yeah. You don't.
You don't. Like,
is Horikoshi sitting there holding you at pen point going, read the book? No, you're fine. You don't have to.
Well, like, it is not required material to watch Vigilantes in order to understand things in MHA. It is a supplementary material. supplementary material is always going to give you more insight into the thing than the thing itself, because that is literally what it means to be supplementary. But it is not a requirement. You are not going to suddenly understand what is going on in the show if you watch Vigilantes or read it.
Mm-mm. And I'd also ask, like, Arcwinder on this: do you think we should have needed to see Tensei before he got sliced up by? Why is my brain fart now? By Stain. Like, do you? Because I know that I think I remember you telling me, and or maybe I've seen this in another video of people saying like, nah, there should have been more of a build up to Tensei getting diced up, because I don't care that he got diced up, but it's the same. It's essentially the same thing here that Horikoshi kind of primed us for: is something happens to another character that is that we don't know, who's related to a character we do know, and so we feel for it because it's happened to a character we do know, and like, I don't see that get brought up often in how he reuses this kind of storyline for a good impact later on.
Yeah.
And like, I'd ask Arcwinder that of like, do you think we needed the build up there? Because we get some good build up, like we get some great build up in Vigilantes with Tensei. Tensei rocks.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad that we got to see Tensei more in the field, but like, that was not needed for my emotional impact for when Tensei got nearly killed by Stain. Like, I'm baffled that nobody brings it up in comparison when they are shitting on the Kurogiri Shirakumo reveal. It baffles me. It just make it make sense, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and here Josh just said, I wasn't that attached to Midnight, so I didn't really get tugged out when she died, but that's because I didn't find her character that interesting personally. My cousin was brokenhearted when she died. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is fine to not have a scene being impactful to you, but you have to realize that that is a you problem, not a problem with the story necessarily. And like, yes, there can be genuine flaws with a story, but you have to understand when it is just a you problem and when it is a structural problem with the story, or a characterization problem with the story. A difference between you did not like this or you did not find this impactful and the story did not allow you to find it impactful. Because we've had moments where Midnight, like, we've had a lot of time with Midnight, but he is going to say suddenly, like, he is saying here that, like, oh, the story is bad because we did not see Kurogiri prior when he was Shirakumo, and we did not see his death and whatever. That makes it bad. But then he's going to turn around and saying, Midnight's death was also bad. And it's like, but we saw Midnight. She's been a major secondary character throughout the entire series since season 1. So why is Midnight's death not impactful if the exact same thing would have worked for you with Kurogiri? Like,
I'm sure there'll be something about the two of them connected as well from the Vigilantes story in this.
Yeah.
I will say, I was for that one, it's just kind of funny. People were talking about how they had like a romance thing in there, and then you watch how it goes down, you're like, I mean, maybe like they flirted, but like
Shirakumo liked the fact that she was naked a lot. That's about it.
Like, I'm pretty sure that he, like, first off, I think he was just dumb and would have flirted with anything, but like, I don't really see it going that much deeper, y'all. Like, at least for her, I could see it far more, his death weighing on her far more, because she invited the two of them to the agency she was working at. Like, that's a guilt of its own. That's different.
Yeah. Like,
But like
there's
people were making it out to be this big, like they were dating. I'm like, no,
no, they weren't.
No.
No, they weren't. Uh, oh gosh, what video was that? I'm actually wondering if I did watch this video, but like people have made videos like this of like the same talking points, and it really makes you feel
Yeah.
if they just got their opinion from somebody else who made a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, like sometimes coincidences do happen. Sometimes, like, okay, yeah, you did listen to this. I try my hardest for any video games that I play, and I'm like, ooh, I want to make a video on that. Like, I've watched, I think, maybe 1 or 2 Kingdom Hearts videos that like go over the games because I want to make sure that I'm still keeping my thoughts and feelings on the series for when I do my video. And like, I don't want to be influenced by what anyone else is saying. And I honestly don't want to bring up what arguments anyone else is saying anyway, because I don't care what other people are saying. It's my video. Get out of here.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of wild that like I'm just getting kind of deja vu from this video. Maybe I have watched it, or maybe I've just watched another video that's exactly like this one.
The criticisms of the war arc are just so similar.
Yeah, they are. So boring.
Well, the necessary bits should be in the story itself, as it's both unfair
It's not necessary
for the audience to do homework,
It's not,
but
yeah.
also incredibly lazy for the writer. And no, don't say Horikoshi had no choice, as he planned for this twist to happen to be executed in this way. Probably.
Gil.
I mean, hello, Mars Wolf. Things are going fine.
We're
having fun. The video is not.
Yeah. We're nearly 3 minutes into the video. We did talk about a lot of stuff when we should have been watching the video, but you know, we're here.
But Kingdom Hearts is a drug.
Yep. His name popped up in MHA and he was shown from behind, but you get his full story in the Vigilante spin-off series. Balancing that content between the main series and the spin-off was tricky. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You knowing Shirakumo's backstory was not necessary for the story of MHA to work, though. That is the fundamental thing that you seem to be misunderstanding.
It is funny that, like, for all these rules of writing, people don't put up the ones that another rule of exposition or another guideline for it is you have necessary, need to know, not necessary. And, like, these are categorized that you could put through, and this is where it goes. It goes into not necessary.
Yeah.
It goes into good to know. Like, you can name it however, but it's good to know, not necessary.
Yes. And, like, it's necessary for Shirakumo to be referenced in MHA prior to him being revealed as Kurogiri, which is what happened. We hear Shirakumo's name being spoken by Mike and Aizawa prior to this.
I think, like, they even do it. I remember them doing it too, an episode or 2 before, so that we're primed to go into this episode at some point. It's just basic shit of like, yeah, this is gonna happen in the next episode, so we should probably like just give a lead into that. Like, it's normal.
Probably since the start.
Let's see.
And even if the editor forces upon him, it doesn't excuse poor writing. It just points the finger at someone else. And no, don't use this line in Season 5 as a counter.
Shinso sure reminds me of the emo kid you used to be.
Oh no, he countered us! Ah!
Don't use the line that's put in there to set up what's going to happen in the story that's coming as a counter to the fact that I said he's not referenced in the story.
So
there's some goalposts.
Oh my god, like holy shit. Don't use references in the show to counter me when I say that there are no references in the show. I am totally smart. And I know what I'm talking about when it comes to story. My dude, you are saying that there is only one correct way to write a story. That is not the case. Like, again, emphasizing, it is nice to have more on Shirakumo before his death, but I am still sad that he died because I love Aizawa, and I am sad that Aizawa is suffering. Yes, I do not give a shit about Kurogiri and Shirakumo as people, but I care that my beloved character Aizawa cares. That is how this works. We see this with people all the time. You meet people in real life who have had people who have died in their past, and it affects them. And you have never met the person who died, but you will still care that that person died because you like this person that is sad that they died. That is how empathy works.
Sorry, no. I need the whole spiel beforehand. Can't.
Oh my god.
So connection-based consequences only affect the audience if they make that connection, and unfortunately, due to the nature of manga and most stories, you never know who audiences will grow attached to. I mean, that's just a thing for all the stories. Like, I think wasn't there? It was Mount Lady that Horikoshi was not expecting to be popular, like, at all.
Yeah.
And then she was, and he's like, okay, like, it happens.
Yeah. And you change the story based off of the response of the audience, at least to a very small degree.
Yeah. If
like
you want, like,
I mean, like, Yu Yu Hakusho did that. Hiei was going to be just this stupid ass one-off villain, but then people really, really liked Hiei. Like, he is one of the most popular characters in Yu Yu Hakusho. So then Hiei joined the main cast.
I mean, it's the same thing with Mary Jane initially. Like, she was just meant to be a character who would come in, cause some chaos, like fun chaos, and then leave. She was never meant to be a character that would stick around a lot longer, but people really liked her. And then, a writer came on that actually did like her a lot more, so she stuck around. Like,
and the same
it happens.
Yeah, and the same happens in the reverse, too. Like, you can do whatever you can to try and make a character likable, but some people just will not vibe with them. Like, I have no problems with Momo. I think that Momo is a completely serviceable character. I think that she is great. I think her arc is wonderful for what it is, and I am surprised that we get so many female characters with full arcs in the show, especially because we don't have very many of them to begin with, but that he is focusing on so many of them along with the boys. But I just am not as attached to Momo as a character as other people are. Like, there is nothing wrong with her, she just does not vibe with me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But it's not the show's fault, or it's not Horikoshi's fault, or it's not the manga's fault that I do not vibe with Momo. That is a me problem. That is a me thing. That is completely on me that I do not vibe with Momo. And that is just because I like different kinds of female characters than what she is. And that doesn't mean that I hate her as a character. It just means that I can't be as attached to her as other people are. That's it. But
well, and I would say it also doesn't mean that if a character comes out that is similar to her, that you might like that new character because of some other way in this that story tackles it, and like it might work out.
Yeah. It could be something as simple as the personality of the character is different, and that fundamentally changes how I view that character who is otherwise identical to Momo. It could just be that the combination of ingredients to make the food that is Momo Yaoyorozu just did not appeal to me, whereas the combination of ingredients for this other character changed out uh
It was salted with pepper instead of paprika or whatever. Like, this is like it just
yeah,
something.
or cayenne pepper. Like Momo has some
Yeah.
cayenne pepper in there, and I don't like spicy food. So the cayenne pepper was replaced with cinnamon in this other character. And now the recipe is fine for me. Like it can be as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Found yourself a miniature Aizawa, huh? Or is this really about Shirakumo?
As it hardly gave us any context. For all we knew, Shirakumo could have been a student Eraser knew, but he failed to save. Not
Then you would have had the same thing there, honestly.
It's the exact same thing.
It sets it up to you that this is something from Aizawa's past that has clearly haunted him because Mike knows about it.
Yeah. Like I don't think that the particulars of Shirakumo being one of Aizawa's friends is really all that important in the grand scheme of how Aizawa was affected by his death. You literally said just now, in your own words, for all we knew, it could have just been a classmate whom Aizawa had failed to save. It still has the same outcome. It does not matter that they are best friends. Or it does not matter if they are classmates. It does not matter if Shirakumo was a student that Aizawa failed to save. The outcome is still the same.
Also, Mars Wolf, why are they flashing between shots of the boys and Better Call Saul? Doesn't seem to represent what they're talking about. Yes, this is a very common video essayist thing. It's very frustrating across the board.
It's because Saul is meant to be the visual insert for the person talking, that they are lawyering their opinion and trying to justify it and being really cheeky about it by saying like, oh yeah, I am so smart because I am attaching myself to Saul.
Oh, and funny thing about that, Saul Goodman is the lawyer you call if you did something illegal and you want to get away with it. So, like, not really using the best one. You'd be better off using Matt Murdock, who is the lawyer you call when you're actually innocent and you want to get off on something you were committed for. So,
yeah,
use the correct lawyers, guys.
Oh, that's media literacy at its finest.
I mentioned the rest of the info was info dumped on us while the twist was happening, meaning it was super clunky and forced rather than just giving.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. The only time that I remember MHA's dialogue being clunky and forced was actually in season 3. And
yeah, a little bit.
You know the exact line that I am talking about, don't you?
I might, but you have to hit me with it.
When All Might is on the phone with Gran Torino, and Gran Torino is like, yes, all for one, the person who killed your master, the person who gave you that wound. It's like, oh my god, we already know this.
Thanks, Grandpa. Thanks, man.
I mean, I guess it's like the audience didn't know that this was all done by the same person, but at the same time, like, this is, as you know, Bob exposition.
Yeah, like we could have connected those dots in season 3 anyway. Yeah. When you start fighting, or just like all for one going. So how's that wound doing, man? Like, because he would needle All Might about that.
Yeah, this is like if Zero and I are talking about our friends on the Jack stream, and it's like, well, as you know, Zero, Raymond uses a bird as their avatar, and I know uses a book. It's like, he knows. You don't need to say you don't need to say these things to a person who already knows them. So why would you say it just to inform the audience? Like, it's very, very blatant.
Yes, the poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. It's not funny. Like,
Yeah.
Slight hints throughout the series, organically revealing it naturally, like if a racer told the story of Shirakumo to one of his students. Not to mention, resorting to third-party media can...
Okay, sorry?
What would make it more natural than this? Honestly, like, having things seeded throughout your story doesn't make it more natural than when it gets brought up for the first time in a different point. Because what natural point would there be for Aizawa to tell them about Shirakumo? Like, actually.
Yeah. And like,
I can't think of it. Like,
honestly, I think that this person is kind of stupid because they're like not stupid, but like they're not thinking about it in the way of like he is their teacher. He is not going to talk about personal things to his students because that is unprofessional. I've seen it all the time. And I've had things like this happen to me where the moment that I am no longer a student of a person, they could suddenly talk to me like a normal human being and talk to me about things that they could not talk to me about because they are not in a professional setting. I am no longer a subordinate to them. So just mentioning something like Shirakumo, in a personal sense is unprofessional. Like, you can have any other kind of example that is not specifically related to you. Because
I know that they would argue this if you bring it up, but in Vigilantes, now correct me if I'm misremembering, but when we learn the whole story, Aizawa isn't actually telling Koichi this stuff. He's thinking back on it while they're just waiting for the rains to pass.
Yeah.
Like, I make the joke about it because it is quite funny to imagine that Koichi just asks Aizawa what's his deal with cats is, and Aizawa just full on lays the story of his dead friend on this guy. Like, it's a funny idea, but he doesn't actually do that because it's not something he wants to tell people.
Yeah, exactly. Very unrelated, but as a Digimon fan, how do you feel about Beat Break? I have not watched Beat Break yet. I actually need to watch the last few seasons of Digimon, actually. I feel like the reason why I've done it this way is because I've stupidly set myself up to not do the things that I want to do so that I can get stuff done in my Digimon video. And that I think was a mistake. I think I will eventually watch Beat Break. I need to watch Applymon first. I need to watch Ghost Game first, and then I will get to Beat Break. That's how I think I'll do it. But from what little I have seen of the show, it does look very interesting.
Also, one thing we talk about too how lax UA is. Look at the dude in the hoodie right there. Under his jacket. I'm like,
like I was surprised. And there was a moment where I was talking to Raymond and I realized, like, oh yeah, Izuku wears his red shoes indoors in the classroom, but also he wears his red shoes outdoors. Like, does UA not have the system in place that most Japanese schools have, where you have indoor shoes and outdoor shoes? And then I'm like, I'd never seen lockers in UA, completely forgetting the scene where there are multiple scenes actually where the characters are in front of their lockers. So it's like that was me being stupid. The scene where Midoriya confronts Ida right after the sports festival and he comes back from the hospital is like, that's right in front of the lockers where Ida is putting away his outdoor boots. It was like, that was on me. That was me being stupid.
If Eraser told Shirakumo to hint on us while the twist was happening, meaning it was super clunky and forced, rather than just giving slight hints throughout the series, or organically revealing it naturally. Like if Eraser told the story of Shirakumo to one of the students. Not to mention, resorting to third-party media can rob the emotional value of a scene, as the emotions intended will likely fall flat because the audience doesn't have an actual connection to what's going on.
We've already said that it honestly depends on the person, but that does not necessarily make the scene itself badly done. Like,
and also, like, if you're trying to appeal to the most amount of people possible, you're more likely to get the opposite effect where nobody can really like connect to it.
yes. Like, again, we talk about Ruby, but there are a lot of other media out there that tries to just appeal to everyone and it ends up appealing to no one. Like, one of the most important things that you can do as a writer is to pick your target audience. That is why MHA is a shonen, because at the very base of it, shonen is appealing to boys of a certain age demographic. And that does not mean that other genders or other demographics are not allowed to enjoy the thing. And it's the same thing with toys too. Like the stupid thing like years ago where it's like, oh, well, toys for boys are blue and toys for girls are pink. And that means that only boys are allowed to touch the boy toys and only girls are allowed to touch the girl toys. And it's like, no, it's just target demographics.
Yeah.
It literally does not mean, like, if anyone believes that is on them for being stupid. It literally just means that this toy was intended to appeal to a certain group of individuals, not that it cannot be appealing to other people.
Like, I saw the purple bow in the toy section at Target, and like it was not in the boys section; it was in the girls section. I went, "Fuck you! I want the purple bow." Like, shit's way better.
Yeah.
This boring ass red bow over here. Nah, fuck you.
Didn't the OG Teen Titans get canceled because too many girls were buying the toys? I've heard that I've heard that for Young Justice.
Yeah, that was more of a Young Justice thing.
Yeah. Which, you would think you would think that it wouldn't actually matter because like girls are being appealed to your show and they are still buying your product. Like it's
and Young Justice got like some great female characters in there too. So it's like, all right, guys, cool, we're done, man.
And people wonder why girls aren't into comics and the comic space. It's almost like when we actually do get appealed to something in the comic space, like a superhero show, and that maybe they could also look into the comics if there is a spin-off comic that goes into more detail about these characters that they love, that you shoot yourself in the foot by canceling the show just because the target demographic wasn't the one that you expected it to be. And how can these dirty, gross-ass teenage girls be interested in the show that was meant for boys?
Also, they'll be disappointed to find that the female characters they enjoy in the show don't actually have a solo comic.
Yep. Yay, sexism in the comic industry. I love it.
Yeah. I actually need to read the MJ one that just came out.
Yeah.
Well, I felt bad. Okay, but that wasn't because the writing was good. It was either that the moment was so shocking that I got a reaction out of you, or because the VAs did a wonderful job of selling the scene. However, being
no.
Fuck you, that means it's good. What do you mean?
Oh my god, I just realized what he said. They did a good job of setting up the scene. That is literally called good writing, my guy.
The man just said it's quality.
Oh no. Are we still?
I hate.
Oh
what? Oh.
What? It went offline for a second. I think everything should be still okay.
Yeah. But this is another thing that I hate when reviewers do this shit is they try to speak for the audience and what you felt in this, and I'm sorry, but no, fuck you. You don't know why I like this thing. Stop speaking like it. Stick to your own bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to come up with my bullshit, okay? Like, oh my
Like-
god.
Oh my god. I just got something from my in real life friend, a screenshot of someone on Reddit saying, "I see what you did there, but JJK fans can't read, remember?" And she said, "I feel like you can use this someday." I think I can.
Oh god.
Oh, that's great. My goodness. Okay. Even when I'm going to talk about something like Ruby or JJK, where it's like, I'm never going to say that I find it hard or that people will not be attached to these things or these characters or these moments, because obviously they do. Because for as baffling as I find it, Ruby is popular with a sizable demographic of people. And for as baffling as I find it, JJK is extremely popular right now. And I do think that it is mainly due to the animation quality and how beautiful some of the artwork can be. But like, I'm never going to say that people will not, because they do. Because there are going to be people who will just eat up something no matter what. You can show somebody the worst show ever, and because they are just a consumer, they're still going to say that it is good.
Or it might hit something in them that we don't know. Like, it can hit some emotional thing, and that affects people. Always. Like,
yeah. Oh, hi, Isa.
Oh, Isa. $20.
$20,
yeah.
thank you. I've been on the side for a bit, but why does this guy sound like he's saying it's only good because it produced an emotional response and not because of objective good? Like, geez, when I'm saying that, it's a problem. Yeah.
He's trying to say that. Like, he's trying to get to that, but he's not supplying a good enough reason for it to be, oh, this is objective good. Because he kind of contradicts himself in that by giving it was set up well. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, I still can't
and
believe
all
he
of
said
these other reasons too.
I still can't believe he said, "Oh, you only like this thing because it was set up well."
Yeah, like, or because the voice acting was good, which, like, yeah, welcome to a show. This is what happens when it's lifted from a script. Like, what looks bad on paper or like might be clunky is actually pretty good when you put it into a visual medium like this.
Yeah.
It happens.
He's a Mahler fan. They have obsession with the concept of objective good, which, like, I have argued on both sides, honestly, because, like, yes, in some ways there is an objective standard, but on the other hand, outside of that base plate, that foundation of objectivity, everything else on top of it is subjective.
Yeah. Well, and even like some of that foundation too, because that is a collective thing that we have now decided. Where, like, what the objective standard was back in like the 80s is very different than the objective standard now, because it's determined by the people.
No. What I'm talking about when it comes to objective like story structure and stuff is like the beginning, middle, and end. That will not change.
Oh, okay. I was going on because the Mahler fan of objective good, that goes more on quality that they're trying to determine.
Right.
From that, and like, because that, I agree with you there that they're like, beginning, middle, and end, the structure, that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like they're and you can probably get into a little bit more of a gray area with like characters and characterizations and stuff, but you like 900 times out of 950 you will probably mostly get characters that are a certain way. And
Mhm.
those 50 examples that are left behind are going to be the exceptions to the rule and things like that. And that does not necessarily mean that all 50 of those are badly done. Whereas, like, I would probably say 30 can be experimental in some way, shape, or form. The grade of
Mhm.
it is questionable, but they're still there. And then the other 20 would be, like, actually bad.
Mhm.
So, like, the base of it, you are always going to get a story where you're following a character and not a concept. Like, I have
Yeah.
actually watched a show where um the it was an adaptation of an older story from like the 70s or something. It was a Japanese anime uh about the concept of Japan sinking below the sea. Um and the anime focused on this one family, this brother and this sister, and these characters surrounding them. There was a lot of death and shit like that, and I got very tired of it because it was the 100
Mhm.
all over again. But
Yeah, constant. Like, all right.
the actual book did not have any of those characters, because the book mainly focused on the scientists figuring out how to solve the problem of Japan sinking below the sea, things like that.
Mhm.
So it's not to say that the book is bad because it didn't focus on certain characters that to have this emotional journey and stuff. It's just that it's doing something different from what the standard would be, which the anime was
Yeah.
the standard.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of stories you'll find out there that will use their characters in them less for that emotional pull and more for that overarching concept, like, to support it. And that's fine. Like, the things you'll get with that story structure in there is when you look at a story and you're like, okay, this doesn't have an inciting incident to really push us going. What is the something's wrong here?
Yes.
Because in that structure, like, and that's more you can go at for those objective things, because, like, yeah, you can look at a story and go, okay, this did not happen, and that comes into effect later on.
Yeah.
And then they're referencing it like it did actually happen, but, like, no. Like, we can look back at this and see that it didn't. That is objectively a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And that can go to it being bad. But I wouldn't call it, like, I wouldn't put that as objectively bad, because you still ascribe that to it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm actually gonna go run and grab myself a bottle of water. I will be back in like 10 seconds.
How long? Okay, because I could do one more thing and then I do have to drive off for my movie with the boys. Objective terms, good terms of media should be referenced to the goal of the work, then how it was executed. Yeah, I can, like, you'd always want to make your story good, yeah. Should I ask what Mahler is? Mahler is a YouTuber.
Okay, I'm back.
EFAP, you've probably heard of them.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just realizing, like, my mouth is getting really dry. We've been talking a lot.
That's okay. Yeah, this is the last thing I can do before I gotta run off to catch the movie with the boys.
Sure.
And then we'll catch up tomorrow.
I also have to leave fairly soon-ish, but yeah, we will finish the rest of this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good writing on its own. And a good shot moment has proper build-up to it, and it's earned. And a good actor doesn't mean a good character or writing. Look at Kyle Ren, who's a mess of a character, played by a wonderful actor. Also, why isn't Midnight here? In Vigilantes, Midnight and Shark
there it is.
had a relationship. They had feelings for each other, which Eraserhead knew about. Not to mention.
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
I think I actually did watch this video because I think that's where he got it from. Okay. I completely forgot that I watched this video.
No.
or maybe I watched like part of it and then I thumbed through some of it, but like I was like, nah. But sorry, Twy, I need to go now. have some money. Oh, thank you so much, Josh. No worry about
that's
it.
so
We're
nice.
we're almost
Yeah,
done.
we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
But oh god, yeah, the point about Midnight for that, like, again, what reason is there to tell her about this? Because at this point, like, it might be opening up a wound that she's already healed from.
Yeah.
And there's multiple ways to go about it, and ultimately it doesn't matter because Midnight wasn't brought in. Aizawa and Mike were, for very specific reasons, and like that's an issue to have if you want to have that issue with Sukauchi, who brought the two of them in and not Midnight. Like,
yeah, but I think this just comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding of Shirakumo and Midnight's relationship, and like we said earlier, they were not a thing.
No.
Shirakumo liked that Midnight undressed a lot because he thought that it was hot.
He also did that a little bit.
Yeah, they were both kind of weird.
Yeah, they were both like, "Man, you like to take your clothes off? I do too."
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
but that does not mean that they liked each other in that way necessarily. Like, you are putting things onto these characters that does not exist.
yeah, and like, she didn't seem to reciprocate all that much. Yeah, like, they didn't really either reciprocate. They were just happy to be around each other.
Yeah.
Like,
it's almost like they were friends or something.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I'm pretty sure that it was that they weren't as close as as Aizawa and Mike and
like,
Shirakumo.
She was what, 2 years or a year older than them?
I think so.
Like, she wasn't in the same class as them.
No, like at best, she would have been like 2B. But I'm pretty sure that she was a year older than them. Let me actually look. I'm pretty sure.
Well, because she was working in an agency, so probably third year, like the big three were.
Yeah, because they were in the second year when Shirakumo died. So Aizawa is 30 years old at the beginning of the story. And Midnight Nemori is oh, she's also 30. So I guess they're in the same year, but I'm pretty sure that they were probably in different classes.
One was born at the beginning of the year, the other was born at the end of the year, so different grades. Like that.
Yes.
I know that's literally me with my group. I could have been in the class I was or the class below me. Like, it's just a matter of when I was put in.
Yeah, so Aizawa was in March, or Aizawa was born in November. So that's I think he probably still would have been the same age group as her because she was born in March, he was born in November. And the school year starts in April. So technically I think she would be considered younger than him. But
I mean, she was third year, like she was a year ahead of them. Sure, wasn't in the same as them. Like, at least we know that she was ahead in some way. Like,
yeah.
But it still doesn't change. Like, and the thing he said here, the actor can be good. It doesn't change some characters from being bad. Correct, yes, but that's not what's happening here.
Yeah, that's not what's happening at all. Like, that's completely far off from what you are saying. So, like, again, we are still allowed to criticize you for this because you are not understanding what is going on.
Mention the foreign friends. Me, it makes no sense for why she wouldn't be here. She would be a valuable asset to reach Shirakumo. Regardless, I think Midnight deserves to know what happened to her ex-boyfriend, whom she was close to. It's the
ex-boyfriend.
Conjecture, Your Honor.
My gosh.
Right thing to do, you pricks. I mean, it's not that this arc has a hate bar towards Midnight, right?
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, just because
that'll be a take to have.
Oh yeah. So because Midnight got killed off, the arc has a hate boner for her because that makes sense. Oh my gosh.
This will be a thing to get through for for the rest of it. I do gotta go now, but
Okay.
oh boy, I look forward to that take tomorrow. Ugh.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Oh my goodness. Actually,
Guys,
could we maybe get to the end of this section? 'Cause we're
yeah,
almost
sure.
done. Yeah.
It should be fine. Yeah.
Right? Back to the main point. It's widely out character that Eraserhead and Mike didn't tell her about Shirakumo. In fact, I'm calling this character assassination. But they aren't the only ones who are ruined in this arc. Though Eraserhead does get more ruined later, but we'll get to that. But there's one character assassination.
Okay.
Okay, alright, first off, fuck you. Get the Last Jedi Luke Skywalker out of there. That's not character assassination. I know you saw Mahler's video, but stop.
Okay, yeah,
God.
so just because we don't see them talking to Midnight does not mean that Midnight does not know. That is you're making assumptions that she does not know. But Tsukauchi asked them for help with Shirakumo.
Mm-hmm.
Did not ask Midnight. Midnight probably could have come along, but either she was busy, like, if anything, she was probably busy looking after Eri.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she was invited along, but someone has to take care of Eri, because we know from the supplementary material that Midnight was actually very instrumental in looking after Eri too. It wasn't just Aizawa. Like, she taught Eri how to draw.
And
because she's the art teacher.
Aside from that too, it does not make bad writing for two characters to not tell another character about something. Nor does it make character assassination in this, because what reason would they have to tell her that? Like, we would find out, and even in that episode, Tsukauchi asks them, like, what do you, like, should I tell his family? And they're like, no, we're not building that back up. Like, we're not reopening that wound to them.
Like, this...
the same could be extended.
This is so cruel to say that, like, the people who... Everybody who was close to this person who died and is now working for the villains as a zombie needs to know what was going on. Like, imagine if they had told Nimori that Shirakumo was alive as Kurogiri, and he was now instrumental in torturing their students and working with Shigaraki to destroy Japan and all of Hero Society around the world. And saying that, and like, if they were dating, would that would be a conflict of interest?
Well, not just that, like, having a person you care about beyond your reach basically forever because of what was done to them, that's gonna fuck you up. Like, that's not, like, there is absolutely an argument that, yes, she has a right to know, and and them choosing not to tell her takes that away from her. Yes, absolutely. But it's not out of character for them to do this. Like, that's two different things.
Yeah. It's ridiculous to say that it's character assassination. And again, she was just a friend, an acquaintance of them. Maybe they were even in the same class together, but that does not mean that she was part of their group necessarily. On the level that you are trying to say that she was.
Yeah.
Because, like, from what it seems in the story, like, all of the classmates are kind of friends with each other on some way, shape, or form, unless if you have an antagonistic relationship with that person. Like,
Yeah.
Like that one dumb Kugo.
Dumb Kugo. Or dumb Johnny Bravo.
Well, Johnny Bravo is dumb, so that's kind of
Yeah, but he's the affectionate dumb Johnny Bravo.
Rizless
there's
Johnny
the
Bravo.
affectionate and yeah.
But
yeah, not a good start here for this video. Not a good start.
No, it's not. And we will probably spend like 7 hours going through the rest of this.
And you know, the last thing to leave on here is the real criticism. Horikoshi, this Compress is kind of a looker. You put him behind the mask the whole time. How dare you, sir?
I know, right? He does that
man.
consistently. Like some of the most attractive people in MHA are just behind these masks.
You look at 13, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. I mean, like, he still has, like, attractive characters out with their faces out and about, but it's like, oh, 13, wow. And then, like, Toru, like, oh, wow. And then Compress is, like, surprisingly attractive. Like, he's not my type, but, you know, he's still like, oh.
Oh, man. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Probably same time, right?
Yeah, around the same time. We will be streaming the rest of this tomorrow. And hopefully we will finish it before Bad Fanfiction Night.
Yeah.
Yes, and Fat Gum. And Fat Gum.
Yeah. He's attractive when he's fat as well. Please do not get this confused.
Well,
That boy
yes.
is a looker at all times.
Yes.
Well, now I'm telling the Titan.
But, like, we only ever see him in his fat form when he has the hoodie and the mask on. So we have never seen his, like, regular face, like, full head and everything without the hoodie on when he's in his fat form. We only see it when he's in the skinny form. And then we realized, oh no, he's hot.
Horikoshi, I'm tapping my watch, man. Give me the real Fat Gum. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of fun. And I hope that you guys did too, for as not as much as we did this video, because we were yapping about other things. But
to be fair, Kingdom Hearts is engaging.
It is. But we also talked a lot about Hercules. But yes,
right.
I will see you guys all tomorrow for the rest of this stream.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.